Well, from as young as I can remember, I begged my mum for opportunities to sing in various talent competitions and things like that. And then when I was 7, I joined the local church choir. Mm-hmm. And I was there for 10 years. And whilst I was there, I entered a competition called Choir Girl of the Year, which I won, and it gave me a lot of other performing opportunities.
Quite a few famous winners of that competition, I think, over the years, haven't there?
Yeah.
And I guess you had to be Welsh, because all the best singers are Welsh, aren't they?
We certainly have got some great Welsh singers that are Welsh, and I really look up to them. Wales has got a really sort of large heritage of song, and there's singing in the pubs, in the rugby matches, male voice choirs. Song is everywhere in Wales, and I also think it's got something to do with the Welsh accent.
Are there singers in the family, musicians in the family?
My sister plays piano quite well. But apart from that, no, there's been no sort of interest in music before us.
And what about the sort of music that you enjoyed as a child? And obviously now, pretty much classically trained and leaning towards classical music. As a child, did you listen to all sorts of stuff?
Mostly when I was growing up, I sang church music and then classical music as I sort of did my singing exams. And I wasn't really that interested in pop music when I was younger because I was just kept myself so busy after school with the various activities. Obviously, when I got to about sort of 14, 15, then, I was interested in pop music, but sort of never something I really wanted to venture into. It was just, I appreciated it. But classical music has always been what's moved me.
Anybody in particular who's influenced you?
Definitely my father. He died when I was 15 and he actually took early retirement so my mum could go to work and he could look after us, and he picked us up from school, took us to piano lessons and endless singing lessons, and always was supporting without being pushy. And I really don't think I'd be here today without his help. He was always behind me, always sort of a driving force, and never sort of said a negative word to me. So I definitely feel for him. I want to sort of continue on and prove to him that I can achieve what he was talking about.
What happened then from Choir Girl of the Year through to this record deal? What happened in between? Because you've been hanging around with rugby players and all sorts of things in the meantime, haven't you?
Well, I actually decided I wanted to go to music college after I did my A-levels, and I auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and got a place there. So I moved to London when I was 18 and I did my 4-year degree there. And then shortly after I decided to take a few years out and do some teaching to save the money to do postgraduate. And whilst I was teaching, I made a demo and met Universal, and they'd heard my demo and asked me if I would perform a showcase for them, which it was so daunting, just a massive room and 4 sort of people just sitting there watching me, very nerve-wracking. And then within an hour of me leaving, I got a telephone call to say that they would like to offer me a record deal.
Which is incredible. Sounds very easy, doesn't it?
I really feel I was very fortunate and very lucky. Definitely what they say about right place, right time, I just feel very fortunate.
Do you have to pinch yourself to make you realise it's actually real and not a dream or something?
Yeah, it feels like a dream. This has all sort of happened relatively quickly, and I'm stunned and obviously thrilled about it. For me, it's about actually making the albums and making sure I produce something that I think is good.
And the great thing about classical singers, well, classical music in general now, is that a lot of the snobbery has disappeared, hasn't it? We've seen, I guess, Russell Watson predominantly, but others, the opera babes and various others, as Vanessa May did it with the violin, and Nigel Kennedy and others. The voice and classical singing voice has now entered totally new areas.
I definitely think, the sort of image of classical music is changing. It has to become more accessible in order to keep it alive, I think. And I'm certainly seeing a different change, and not so much, as in pop, where image is crucial, but certainly sort of barriers are being broken down, and I think that's why the public are sort of buying more classical music than ever.
Thank you so much for listening to this interview. If you enjoyed it, please click on the like button and ring that notification bell. And there are many, many more to listen to on this channel, so make sure you subscribe if you possibly can. Thank you.